So next up, we've got Derek and Gumie from Polar Temp. Will one of you go ahead and start by introducing yourself to the podcast?
I'll go for it. My name is Derek Holifield. I'm a product and production engineer for Polar Temp. Been Polar Temp for about a year and a half, maybe a little over a year and a half now. Really enjoy it, and so looking forward to making our products better, introducing new stuff to the market, and helping all the icemen out, keeping reliable equipment out there in the field. So, yeah.
All right.
Hey, so this is my first podcast. My name is Gumie Rodriguez. I'm the quality and test engineer.
Okay.
I've been there for about a year now, and looking forward to moving things what we do now better in every way.
Yeah.
So it's been a quick year.
Yeah. What type of advancements have you guys seen, or anything new coming out, or what have you guys been working on?
Well, this year we introduced R290 refrigerant, so government regulations and everything like that. So we got to comply, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So everything's sometimes. All of our merchandisers now are R290, and also introduced a new chemical in our foaming injection foam process at Polar Temp.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our merchandisers are injection foamed, and so more rugged foam, higher R value to help protection against heat and things like that. So keeps ice fresh longer. So.
Yeah. How is the new refrigerant changing the game or making it less efficient? Is there added cost that comes along with that? Just the whole dynamic, if you can help us and our audience understand that a little more.
Yeah, I think when the big push for R290 or propane was coming down, everybody was like, no, this ain't cool, right? So everybody thinks about explosions or flames or working on it and stuff like that. But once you get the basics behind it and you take the precautions to work on things like that, it's fairly safe. The other thing too is it provides a lot more efficiency and reliability for our components. So we've seen 15 to 20% increase in efficiency across our lineup.
Okay.
And so it's been a big deal. The compressor doesn't have to work as hard, so you get longevity out of your components. So overall it's a great move.
How much did you guys have to change what you're doing to be able to adjust to the new refrigerant?
Well, we had to introduce some new process equipment in our manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
It was more along the lines of safety to make sure, leak detection. We don't have any leaks in the plant for propane. The other thing is, the charge amounts are very small compared to what they used to be. So our max limit now is 150 grams for refrigerant. Okay. So, if you don't charge your unit correctly, plus or minus 3 or 4 grams, you're going to get a big difference in performance. So. We're able to charge down to the gram now with our new equipment, and so it's been a big deal for us to be able to do that.
Okay.
And it's been a change for the operators too, learning a different way of working with R290. So it's different for them. We're a little bit late to the game, but now we're introducing this new equipment. A little bit of a learning curve, but now I think they're seeing the benefits of it, the ease of it. We got some pretty cool updated tools with that, and so it's starting to streamline, where it's minimizing time.
Okay.
So that's helped.
So what is your first impressions to coming to the grand event? This is both your first ice conventions, correct?
This is our second one.
This is our second one.
Yeah. Okay.
My first impression is cold. It's very cold here.
Well, Nashville's surprisingly cold.
Yeah, but it's been great, just networking, talking to, different companies, especially you guys, RouteMan, and just seeing the advancements in the ice community and, everybody, trying to get better, trying to get more efficient in doing things. And I think it's, good to hear, different sides of the story. We produce the box that they keep the ice in, so, what kind of troubles are you run into every day? What do you what could be better? Things like that. So, just networking, hearing customer feedback and stuff like that. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually meeting the people that you hear about all day long, putting the faces together. That's a big understanding of, especially me, just being here a year. putting all that together and getting the gel of the whole industry.
What is a day in the life of a quality control person, Gumie? What does your day consist? Because I think people know quality control, that you're trying to make sure the product is going to go out and be consistent. But what do you do? I mean,
I'm on one side of it, and then I'm on the other side of it, and I feel like I'm putting out fires and trying to calm them down at the same time. So I'm just trying to make what we do, not to mention learn the products of how we do things better, and introducing new ways with the experience I've had. So it's been good. We've made quite a few strides. We still got more to go with our other products, but it hasn't gone exactly the way I wanted to. I've kind of had to take a different route, but that was what's needed.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a challenge, and we got some good things going.
I feel like you'd be the person coming in with the big hammer, just trying to break crap.
That's
know? Did it survive?
That's the approach that is probably
want to take?
No. I knew I could take that, but that's the easy approach, and I could go out as quick as I come in with that, and I didn't want to do that. I kind of want to have a more updated approach as to educate the team member, get on the same wavelength and understand type thing. I don't want to be that guy that
Right.
So that's
you don't want to be Wreck-It Ralph.
right.
Yeah,
That's actually kind of easy. Next, but. We've been doing pretty good.
So I'm curious about each of your backgrounds. So what did you do before coming to Polar Temp?
So I come from 25 years of a refrigeration company, come from the ground up, fabrication, supervision, and quality. So I got an opportunity to come over here through my friend Derek, and took on this challenge. I saw myself at a place gonna be there forever, and I just like, well, you know what, and we did do good things there.
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Spice it up.
But it gets to a level where it's kind of like there's a lot of chiefs, so I wanted I wanted that same challenge to prove myself again, and had the opportunity, so I took it, and I was in a place where I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, same for me. Started in more of like the R&D side of things, research and development, then moved into the product engineer side, and then coming from making ice makers now to storing the ice. So we're just on a different side of the loop, I guess.
Yeah.
But everything's been great so far here at Polar Temp. Starting from day one at Polar Temp, walking in the doors, mainly I kind of feel like they kind of embrace like new ideas, or basically like, how do you do this better? Let's make this better. Let's make this better. And it's just a winning culture altogether. So from leadership down, everything's been great. So
I know one thing that you guys are working on, I'd love for you to talk to, is about a remote ready box. So can you tell us the maturation of how that came about?
Yeah, so a customer reached out to us, asking, if we offer any kind of remote-ready systems or remote-ready boxes. And so he kind of educated us on a little bit about your technology and how it's implemented into the field and implemented into a merchandiser. And I think that's a great facet for anybody to have. Mm-hmm. Just from the idea of, do we have to go here and make this stop? Do we have to come over here and fill this box up with ice? It's like 3 miles or 30 miles away. Do I have to go out there versus a box that's 3 miles? So, working with him, kind of understanding, what we need to do on our side, having that box ready just to be able to mount your sensors into on the ceiling of the box, and then they route the holes out the back and then connect it up, and it's plug and play, pretty much. So it's a good deal.
Yeah, with the Freon lines running through it, the last thing that somebody that's putting in a monitor wants to do is pop one of those lines. And you said about the propane, it's not like it's going to explode or anything, but having that already there, mountable, and they're not having to penetrate the box at all on the ceiling, and then out the back, right? So already having some grommets put in, so you just pop those out. You can feed your monitor wiring through that to be able to get, on outside the box. That's been really cool, really good to see that you guys were listening to customers and wanting to supply something for them that way. So that's fantastic.
Right. I mean, without the customers, we wouldn't be in business. So,
Right.
Yeah.
just, finding, ways to help them out. And it's kind of a teamwork thing. We do something to help them out. They help us out. They want to buy our products, and when they think about the Polar Temp name, I want them to think about quality, reliability, relationships, and customer service. So, customers are everything. So
Yeah. Well, I think we'll probably have to end it there. We really appreciate it, Derek, Gumie. Thank you all for joining us on the podcast today. Hope you guys have a good rest of the IPIA. And, again, just appreciate you guys joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you giving us the time.
appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right, next up we've got Remi and Beth, and I'm just going to pitch it to you. Go ahead and introduce yourselves to the podcast.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for having us. I'm Remi Morrow. I've worked with Lear for 5.5 years now. Actually started on the manufacturing floor building doors for about a year. So,
Okay.
and I would do it again tomorrow if they asked me to.
Yeah.
I would. I really would.
Careful.
Don't ask me to, but no. Just kidding. And then went into customer service for about 2 years, and then now sales for the last 2 years. So it's been great.
Okay.
I'm Beth Diffley. I've been with Lear for a little over 3 years, and I've been in the industry since 2007.
Right.
Yeah.
Beth has had a few different jobs in the industry, but it's always great to see you, Beth. So glad to have you and Remi be able to join the podcast with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy to be here.
So fun fact, it was probably about 3 years ago. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a January. I know it was very cold that I was able to come up with a partner of ours and actually tour the Lear manufacturing facility and everything. So, and 3 years ago, did you say you were working on the
Customer
line?
service
Oh,
at the
customer
time.
service.
Yeah.
So it was before
Yeah.
that you were doing some of the other
So
stuff.
did you meet her then?
I do not think I did.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
It's a big facility, but it was really cool to be able to tour the thing, see what was going on. I mean, see all the different I don't want to say CNC, but I know it was laser or water cutters and all kinds of things, and what goes into it, and all the sheet metal. And hey, don't go over there because you may die. It's a couple of those things.
You had to be suited up.
Yeah, even the presses. I mean, everything that goes into it. I mean, we get to see the finished product, but I got to see how the metal sausage was made. So yeah,
The metal sausage.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah,
Thanks for coming for a visit.
yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
Lisbon's not easy to get to.
No.
So Beth, how many IPIAs have you been to?
Good question. I think I've missed 2 or 3 when I had children.
Yeah.
So 16.
You could turn that back to me, and I would probably. Well, I would say you and I are about. It's
About
been
time?
Yeah. I would say so. I think
miss
I've
2 or
been
3 for children?
No. So I think it's been around 16 years that I've been doing this as well,
okay.
since I got in the industry. So how about you, Remi?
This is my second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consecutive. So
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
All right. We're very
Yeah.
good. What do you guys think of it so far?
It's been great.
Oh, it's a great show.
Yeah.
I think the amount of people they've gotten to come from
Yeah.
the independents is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I've been
absolutely.
excited to see a lot of people I haven't seen for a few years.
Yeah. The grand event really invites people from all the different regions and even independents that have no connection to an association. I think it's fantastic that we got everybody under one roof for a minute, for 3.5 days or
Yeah,
whatever it
right.
is. And so you're able to connect with people you haven't seen in years. Have you met some folks for the first time that Lear may not have any kind of connection to?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Definitely.
first timers we've definitely met, and some international
Yeah.
folks that I haven't had the
Yeah.
opportunity to meet. We want to get back into going over to Europe and to Australia, but we did take a few years off with COVID and all of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, with the work that we do, Jeff gets to all the regionals and also over to the PIA there in Australia. So, being able to get around, it's great. We were just the folks we were meeting with a couple of interviews ago. So, they're new to the ice business, just got into it, and and that's what they talk about, and just seeing these different people. Do you know David and Kathy Bryant?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, so they, I didn't know that they were going to be here. I mean, they haven't been in the industry for
His
quite some time.
podcast with you guys, though, is one of my favorites because I actually know David really well, and I had no idea how he got into the business.
Yeah, own a bet.
And I learned
It's a
from your
fun
podcast.
story, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we clipped that out, and that's been the clip that we did was him just telling that story about getting into it on a bet and everything. So that's
Yeah. I was texting him after listening to that saying, how did I not know this story, David?
Is it embarrassment or is it humility?
What's the reason?
Or what's going on there?
Right.
Well, so I wanted to ask. I totally forgot.
well,
I wanted
you're
to
a
ask
host. You can't forget.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not
I
professionals, but I mean,
I'm getting a little old.
No.
You'll think
Well,
about it
it-
later.
it-
You've had a long day.
it does get tiring, if you haven't been to one of these shows before, the first day of the IPIA, for vendors, it's way different from an attendee because, we've got to get here, we got to get things set up, and it can turn into a long day. And then when you throw in being podcast hosts and
that
talking
just-
even on that, which we ran a little long yesterday. We went about 2 hours, and I think we were scheduled for an hour and a half. But, it just it takes some fortitude because, like I had mentioned last night after the event that we had, if you're here, you may go, if you're just an attendee, you may go out on the town, do a few different liquid courage things. You get back and you're like, I don't know if I want, I'll just go on. I'll get down there for the first thing at 10. Us vendors, though, cracking
Yeah.
open,
On
you're
the dot.
7:30, let's get going. So you
You're
got to get
right.
ready.
You're right.
So I thought of my question.
Are you sure?
Are you ready?
I'm nervous.
It's
Bring it on.
It's not amazing. But I know that Lear does more than just the typical ice merchandisers that we see that, people expect. What are some of the other products that are kind of your bread and butter that you guys do?
Sure. So our second big product is our walk-in coolers and freezers.
Right.
So if you go into a convenience store and you're buying a beverage out of the glass door, or you're going into the beer cave to get some beer to take home, we built those.
Yeah.
So if you go to a quick trip in the Midwest and you walk in to get a beverage or ice cream or frozen food, or you go into that beer cave, Lear built those.
Awesome.
So that's about half of our business is that walk-in cooler and freezer side.
So with that,
Yeah.
very intriguing. So I assume one size doesn't fit all because contractors don't build to the same specs
Not
every
how it
time.
works.
So what does it take for you guys to get that? Do they do measurements? Do you go on site to do measurements? How does that whole thing operate?
Most of those retailers have general contractors that are overseeing the projects that do all the measurements, and they'll send that spec information to us. We'll be able to quote it and spec it out. Some of the larger chains, though, you guys are passionate about consistency, so they're building the same size no matter what store they're putting up. So that's helpful, right?
Yeah.
And then you have some of the more mom and pops are the ones that are what we refer to as a raise and rebuild, or you're buying something that's
Right.
already established. And we're doing all kinds of customization, you guys, to get our walk-in cooler and freezer to fit in. It is not. It's a science, a bit of a science. We have really good
Mad-
engineers on our
Yeah, I
team
was
that do
gonna
it. I was
say,
going to say
I
I
give
take
them
zero
props,
credit for
yeah.
it, you guys.
Me
You have mad scientists that are like just changing
They're
the
on
laws
it.
of physics.
Exactly. But it makes it fun.
Yeah.
We're not just selling a product off the shelf. On the merchandiser side, a lot of times it's a product off the shelf that somebody can just pick that slant 40 or slant 60, it goes out the door. You're building something really cool. We just got finished building a really big amphitheater where we did the coolers and freezers outside of Minneapolis. Which is nice because I can go and see it, you guys, selfishly.
Yeah.
But some of those
trip.
projects are exciting for the team to build, just a little bit different than our wheelhouse. So it's
Oh,
a lot of fun.
So do you ever find yourself just walking down and you see a Lear box and sticking your head in it, just like, I wonder if I helped build this, or did I sell it to these people? So
All the time.
I
My
look at the
kids-
serial number to see how old it is. Like,
To see if
it
you
looks
actually
really
did
old,
build
I'm
it.
like, did I build these doors? No.
yeah. No,
My kids
no,
used to get out of the car at gas stations when they were younger, and they'd open up the ice merchandisers and they'd pick up the bag because they knew I would take their picture and send it to my customers.
Yeah.
And now I look at them like, you guys, we're done with it. We don't have to do that anymore.
They probably enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't know. I have 2 little boys. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's awesome. What are their ages?
They're 12 and 9.
12 and 9. Remy, how about you?
First one.
First one. She
24
just told
weeks
us.
pregnant, yeah.
Yeah, 24 weeks pregnant. So congratulations. What's your due date? So I can't do math that fast in my head.
Middle February. It keeps changing.
Okay.
Every appointment, I feel like I get a different answer. But
Is that a requirement at Lear that you cannot have a baby during the summer months?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
not.
She's like,
Well, I
"Don't
mean, I
put
could
that out
see a
there."
reason for. I mean, it's like, hey, let's not. So, Beth, I wanted to ask you. So we're about out of time, but did want to ask you a question. So, you said your favorite episode or one of your favorite was David. Where does Ben's episode rank?
Real close. Real close.
Very
Good
nicely
question.
done. Very nicely done.
She sounded very smooth and confident.
Sounded
in
real.
that answer.
Yeah.
I set you up a little bit. Yeah,
Kicking her under the table.
that's right. That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much
Absolutely.
for
Thank you,
taking a few
guys.
minutes and sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for your part in this industry. We know that you guys have been working with the industry for decades and decades and mean so much to everyone.
They're
So
not
thank
that
you.
old. There's no way.
Not you. The company.
Not us personally.
The company.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us. We
yeah.
appreciate it, you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you for
Have a
joining
good
us.
show.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, day 3 here. So we're getting pretty close, wrapping up the a grand event here, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee. One of the common themes that we've had is how cold it's been. So maybe we'll try to find out our guest. We got Karen Arrington with us. I'd like to call her the hummingbird. You see her for a moment, and then she's gone. She's all over the busiest bee that
100 miles an hour.
absolutely.
150 miles an hour.
But Karen, we'd like for you just to introduce yourself, tell us what you do, who you work for, what you're doing here, and tell us a little bit about this. And then we've got somebody to your right that I'd like for you to introduce as well.
Absolutely. My name is Karen Farrington. I work for Suncoast Meetings and Events, and I've been working with IPIA for 22 years now. So basically, I'm the meeting and event planner, and I collaborate with the executive director as well as the board and kind of overall the team on planning for this event. So this all started, let's see, 4 years ago. And we were looking at different locations, different things, and then we were able to hone in on for the grand event, which really is kind of an overall combination of all of the ice industry associations. We've got represented here, we've got IPIA, we've got the regionals, 5 different regionals, as well as our international group. So there's just a lot of different people. The goal was always to bring everybody together, and Nashville seemed like the perfect place to do that. And our chairman, Fred Lomangino, was really passionate about the fact on the location. And it wasn't just any hotel in Nashville. It needed to be right in the downtown area. And so that really has brought great things. Our numbers are definitely higher up this year. We are right now, I believe we're right around 460 people.
All right.
Which is very exciting. Typically, I would say the last couple of years, we tend to be around 350, 375. So this is definitely a jump. And I think it's been just a great combination of a range of different people. So lots of exciting things going on. And basically, in terms of what I do, I kind of bring the entire team together. So I bring an on-site team, and we work to support the association's different goals, different things that we want to accomplish. So we work very diligently with that and are in a few different places at once. So there's a lot of pieces to this particular convention. But it's been amazing, and it's been really fun. That's probably my favorite part of the job, is kind of seeing it all come together and then connecting with the people. And that's why I do what I do, is because I really, really enjoy. And associations are unique from that standpoint. There's lots of different people that need event planners, but for me, Suncoast Meetings Events really hones in on the association side of things, and we really try to make sure that everybody's having the best experience possible. So, but with that, I have an amazing on-site team here, and part of that team is we have an intern this year, and her name is Ella Southern, and she is coming to us from Auburn University, and we have one of our members that reached out and just wanted to talk a little bit about. We had a preliminary conversation, and then we knew that with this being the grand event, we were going to need some additional support.
Yeah.
So it has been so fun to have you here, Ella. And
Thank you.
Would
Thank you
love
for having
to
me.
kind of hear a little bit more from on your side.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Ella.
I'm a sophomore studying event management at Auburn University. I had the privilege of coming up to Nashville with my dad and to join Miss Karen and her team and learn a little bit more about that meeting event planning side that I feel so passionately about. It's kind of funny seeing everything I'm learning in classes like come to life here, and what I thought I may not need to know, actually I do need to know.
Oh.
So things I probably should retain, and I'm seeing it all play out, which is awesome. So yeah.
So what's been the biggest surprise for you actually being here and doing the thing? Is it more related to the ice industry, or is it more related to Nashville, or the actual event planning part?
Probably the ice industry a little bit. Kind of just, I had asked my dad on the way here, so what are you doing here? Kind of figuring out like what is happening and what these people are here for. So kind of just learning a little bit about the ice industry, but then also the event side and just like seeing what it takes to run a 460 person event, and how Miss Karen does a great job like incorporating all of the people, the suppliers, the people in the industry, all those people together, and make everyone feel special. So
Yeah, I have to remark real quick, and just a special thanks to Karen and everybody that's been so kind to my daughter, in this event. But Karen, you had mentioned about somebody reaching out. Obviously, that was me. So when I found out that Ella, you were going to be changing, I thought that there's nobody. First and foremost on my mind was Karen to get you in touch with. It wasn't necessarily to get you an internship or anything like that. And you and Maria were so kind and said, absolutely, we'd like to just talk with her and give her a bit of a tutorial, if you will, of what she's going to be getting into, the pros, the cons, all of that. And that's what I was looking for. And then that morphed in you guys giving her an opportunity to be able to come here, and she worked that out. So again, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. So I appreciate that opportunity that she's been afforded here. So Karen, as far as has there been anything that you weren't prepared for, or has everything went as smooth as you had hoped for this conference?
I'm going to add one quick thing on Ella real quickly.
Oh, yeah, please.
The other part that was really exciting was we have our different regionals have scholarships, and so Ella was one of 4 people that applied for a scholarship, and she was the Southern Ice Exchange chose her to have a $1,000 scholarship as part of her to go help support her education. So just congratulations on that. I wanted to make sure I passed that on.
Well, if anybody asks, my biggest surprise of this would be that. So that definitely helps on tuition. I've got 2, and my wife and I have 2 at Auburn right now. So thank you very much for that scholarship. So,
yes, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say what's been the biggest surprise? I think that I knew we were going to have a lot of people, and getting as many as we did. It's been a lot in the last month, I will say that. And then about a week and a half ago when we started having all these restrictions with the airlines, that was it made things very interesting with the hotels and trying to juggle a lot of different pieces. And I was concerned that we were going to have a lot of people that canceled, that didn't come. And what's been great is people have made it here. They've spent hours and hours and hours traveling here.
Yeah, bypassing flights, like with Fred. I mean, having to drive down.
Our chairman drove 13 hours to be here because his flight was canceled. He had an executive committee meeting in the morning, and he had to be here.
He's going to do it.
And so I think that's a testament to the association, and it's probably what I love about associations the most is people are here because they want to be here. It's friendships. It is basically connections. So you have a lot of family-run businesses as well as relationships that feel like family, and that's probably one of the biggest things with association versus other markets that I have worked with, whether it be in hotels or whether corporate or whatever, is that they're, sometimes I joke, you drink the Kool-Aid. You come to IPIA, you drink the Kool-Aid. People don't want to leave. And I have my staff that are working 10, 12, 13 hours a day, and then they all want to come back and keep coming back. And so that's just, it's fun. It's fun to see it all come together.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of these first-timers name badges on there. So there's been a lot of first-timers come through, at least the Reg desk. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there's been a particular effort with this convention to bring in new members as well as not just like the larger companies, but a lot of different things. And I know that Jeff and his team, Jeff serves on our on a committee with our board of directors, basically helping bring in new people. I know there was a lot of outreach done, as well as this was probably the most I've ever seen on social media. And so that's unusual. You don't always, this particular industry is not always a big social media, but I think that's a lot what allowed us to bring in new people. And that for our exhibitors, lots of them have existing relationships, but they need some new blood. They need some new customers and things like that. So I think that's something different. I don't know, Jeff, if you want to talk a little bit on what you guys did.
Well, yeah, there was a strong effort to try and bring in, especially the local, smaller ice companies who maybe always feel like they can't afford to travel, spend the extra time, the extra money to go far. And I think we do see some of that. Of course, you would always like to see more, but there has been a good influx of new people, so that's very encouraging. I wanted to point out, with the mention of the scholarship, one of the things I hear at all the different conventions that I go to is that a lot of the associations want to give scholarships to young people to empower that next generation, whatever kind of career you're going into. If you have a young person that's either working at an ice company or a supplier that's a member of an association, it doesn't have to be the IPIA, it could be a regional like the SIE. If you are either working for them or your parents are working for them, you can apply. So everyone who's watching this, you probably are involved in the ice industry, have your young people apply because they're always looking for good young folks to support. And, who knows how it's going to pay off for the association for Ella to be successful. In this case, she's part of our team this year. So.
Yeah, that's great.
And it could be an employee. It's any employee that works for a company that's a member of one of those associations. So it can be their child or grandchild. So
cool.
I think that's something I know that's pretty universal. I believe there's 3 or 4 different associations that do offer those scholarships. And often you don't get tons of applications.
Right.
So definitely I think that's a great point. And one other thing I did want to mention on the in terms of how we got to where we were for this many people, there's, along with the membership team, also our executive director, Maria Maggio and Melissa Convery, have really, really done a lot of connecting with people and trying to bring them here. And it's overall, whether I get involved when it's an exhibitor or on that side, but really I think there's been a lot of kind of personal connection that has done there. If people are interested, Maria's amazing at just carving out 15, 20 minutes and just talking to them about why they need to be here. And
right.
So I think that's unusual. You don't always get that amount of interplay with potential new members, and that's something that we're doing really well.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask Ella, so, 3 days, putting in about 40 hours of work. How's that feel? How are your feet?
My feet are fine. I am a little tired, but feeling good. Nothing energy drink can't fix. Just doing it. But
she's young.
Yeah, well, in the room, she came well stocked with what's the energy drink?
Bloom. I think Bloom. I bought a whole case for the 4 days or 5 days I was here.
I've seen a lot at the Reg desk.
Yes, there's always been one every morning. Yes, my mom came me well prepared. She was getting mad at me and my dad last night because we didn't bring Advil.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Y'all don't carry around a medicine bag?" And we're like, "No, Mom, you're not here. It's just me and Dad." And
Just
she was like,
caffeine.
"Yeah, just caffeine. That's the only thing keeping us going over there." But feeling good, yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, as we're wrapping up, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Karen, I want to ask you to let the cat out of the bag. By the time people are watching this, we're going to have announced where the next convention is. So go ahead and pitch that for our audience who may not have been here today. This week.
Awesome. The next convention is going to be in Tampa, Florida, which is very exciting. That's where the IPIA home office is, as well as Suncoast Meetings home office. So it's kind of fun because we've been trying to bring a convention to Tampa for a long time, and so it is right in the middle of November for next year, and we are going to be right in the downtown area. JW Marriott. It's only about 3 years old, I think.
Nice.
Just a beautiful hotel, and downtown Tampa's just exploding right now. There's so much to do, so much going on, and so I think that we are, as a planning team, myself and the IPIA team, are really excited to kind of bring together some new things, some new ideas, and just kind of bring people to our hometowns.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely going to be a feeling of that. So definitely next year, we hope everybody will mark your calendar and look for. There'll be plenty of information coming out on that, and look forward to hopefully seeing as many people there.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay, Clearwater area, if you've never had an opportunity to be able to go to that area of Florida, because a lot of people, they think Miami, they think, Orlando, of course, that's, internal, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay is, I think, some of the prettiest water that's out there.
I
So
agree.
it's absolutely gorgeous. So, try to join us next year. So again, like Jeff said, we appreciate taking some time. Ella, very proud of you. You've done a great job.
Thanks.
Had so many people coming up. But again, Karen, thank you for taking care of my baby girl. So
100%.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
She took care of us too.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff, as we're kind of wrapping up the IPIA, we ended up having an extended session today. We were only going to
Yeah.
have two, and I think the first day we are going to have an hour and a half. We went about 2 hours, so we got some additional content. You got any takeaways? What do you think of the conference versus with our guests or
I feel like this has been a great convention. It's worked to our advantage as suppliers and as podcasters that it's been super cold outside and people tend to hunker down and stay inside a little bit more. It lets us connect with people a little bit better. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the venue has been fantastic. The where they chose to have it, Fred and the team at the IPIA and Suncoast, choosing this venue, not knowing that the weather was going to be what it is.
Right.
Having it right downtown so you could go out and brave it for 15, 20 minutes, be able to pop in another place to get a little bit of warmth. But I did not think it was going to be snowing here in November, nor did they. I'm sure they probably run through some what-if scenarios. What if this happened? What if that happened? I guarantee that was not on the worksheet for what-ifs for some snow.
Well, and it's been a good turnout, like Karen mentioned, some great attendance, some new prospects, some folks from other countries that haven't been before. So, to anyone who's thinking about coming, we want to invite you to Tampa next year and any future conventions in the different regionals. Get connected in your industry. We love being a part of it, and we know if this is your life, you'll enjoy it too. You'll get benefit out of it.
One thing we haven't done before, I don't think, Jeff, is if you're watching and if you know somebody that's maybe a past in the industry that you think would be a great interview for us, we've never really asked for that before. I don't think, have we? So, but if it's drop it in the comment or you can reach out to us. But we appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy this content, getting to know a few of the people here and some of the backstory. So we don't. I prefer not talking about business. I enjoy talking about it, don't get me wrong, but, it's just fun getting to know people behind the scenes a little bit. So,
It is.
Again, we appreciate it, and appreciate working with
Thanks
you, Jeff.
to all our guests, and thanks for watching.
All right.